is Jill. I am the Rice of the Tracey Settlage team, and today we're going to talk about this crazy market as of February 2021. If you're buying a home, you need to listen to what I'm about to say. It's crazy out there. Prices have increased since last year over sometimes 30%. Homes are going on the market quickly and going under contract the very next day. It's nuts. So you as a buyer need to make sure all of your finances are in order. Interest rates are still at a record low, and so therefore everyone wants to buy a house. Because of the pandemic, some of the sellers that are out there have decided to stay. So there is a true shortage of homes on the market since this time last year. It's been tough for a few years, but it is extremely tough now. I've been to open houses with clients where there have been no more than 20 cars in the street and buyers waiting to get inside the house. We've had listings and we've had 14 offers on one listing. I'm hearing of some agents who are trying to get an inspector into the house and their client, the buyer, is paying for it, even though they may not even win the offer, but they're paying up front for an inspector so they can put in there a due diligence period of 0. It's just nuts. So today we're going to talk about what you can do to make your offer the strongest for your home. So let's get started. Number 1, make sure you are pre-approved. And when I say pre-approved, you can get a pre-qualified letter from a lender or pre-approval letter from a lender, but it's actually asking you to take it one step further. Get with a lender that you feel very comfortable with and send them all of your paperwork. Ask them to send it through the underwriting department so they can come back and say, yes, we see no issues in giving you a loan. That way you can put 0 days financing, possibly. As your agent, I would never, ever, ever suggest that. It's truly up to you and the lender to decide if that's something that you feel comfortable doing. But I'm seeing it all over the place. 0 financing is a lot like cash. The other thing you can do is, if you have extra money or if you feel really strongly about this house, I've also seen buyers waive the appraisal contingency. That causes a lot of stress for me as your buyer's agent. But one thing you can do is you can reduce those days. So again, ask your lender if they can do an appraisal in 10 days. As soon as you go binding, can they get the appraiser out there and find out what it's going to be if you're in a due diligence period? Or if you're not in a long due diligence period, maybe the appraisal contingency is 10 days or 15 days. So the shorter you can make that appraisal contingency, the more appealing it is to the seller. That's my advice, but also you talk to your lender and that lender can tell you what you should do. Other things are due diligence period. We're working really hard to try to get inspectors in there on a short due diligence period. I've seen them as low as 5 days, maybe 3. It's cutting it pretty tight. But another thing you can do is waive your due diligence period, ask for a right to request repairs. And that means you only walk away from the property if you can't come to a resolution with the seller on what's wrong with the things that need to be fixed with the house. Otherwise, you're going to buy it. And one thing that I'm actually starting to see, I haven't seen it in, ever maybe, but that is option money. Option money is an amount that you choose to offer the seller just to accept your offer. So for instance, let's just say that you're going to offer $1,000 in option money to the seller, and that is due as soon as you go binding. You give them a check for $1,000, and then you can have it applied to the purchase price if you go through, or you can have it not applied to the purchase price. and that money is their money even if you default on the contract or you walk away during your due diligence period. There's so many options to try to make yourself stronger when buying a house. Last year in January, there were about 19,000 houses on the market in Metro Atlanta. This year, there were about 9,000 houses on the market. There are fewer houses, and even with that, the homes sold are up about 6%. So that should tell you that it is definitely a seller's market here. We don't know how long that's going to last, but it is right now. And the good news is that with the interest rates, you have, as a buyer, a great ammunition to go in and get the house you want, and maybe buy a little bit more house because of such great interest rates. Call me, ask me questions, no obligation. I would be absolutely happy to answer anything you have. I'm here to help. That's what I do, and I hope you're having a great day. Call the Tracey Settlage team. We serve. That's us. Thanks.